Summary: personality isn't permanent. Break free from self-limiting beliefs and rewrite your story by Dr. Benjamin Hardy. Enjoy the video. Please subscribing to my channel for more great content like this. You'll be notified when I upload new videos. Do you enjoy taking personality tests? Many people do. In fact, you probably have friends who are into the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, or MBTI personality test. In recent years, there has been a growing trend of people posting their MBTI results on social media in the hopes of seeking out new friends or partners who share the same personality type. It is also gradually becoming more popular for people to exchange MBTI types with strangers they've just met as a way to strike up a conversation and get to know each other. According to Dr. Benjamin Hardy, the author of this book, our love for personality tests had become so great that, in 2019, Facebook had to ban all the quizzes on their site after 87 million people had their personal information compromised in exchange for these test results. Personality Isn't Permanent by Dr. Benjamin Hardy is a self-development book that challenges the common belief that personality is fixed and unchangeable. Instead, Hardy argues that personality is highly malleable and can be intentionally shaped through conscious effort and strategic actions. Overall summary. The book is structured around debunking several myths about personality and providing practical strategies for personal transformation. 1. Myth busting. Hardy begins by debunking 5 pervasive myths about personality. Myth number 1. Personality can be categorized into types. Myth number 2. Personality is innate and fixed. Myth number 3. Personality comes from your past. Myth number 4. Personality must be discovered. Myth number 5. Personality is your true and authentic self. 2. The truth of personality. Hardy explains that personality is not a static trait but a dynamic and evolving aspect of who we are. He emphasizes that our personality is shaped by our goals, environment, and social roles. 3. Transforming trauma. One of the key points Hardy makes is that unresolved trauma can create a fixed mindset that hinders personal growth. He advocates for addressing and reframing traumatic experiences to foster a growth mindset. 4. Shifting your story. Hardy encourages readers to rewrite their personal narratives. By changing the story we tell ourselves about who we are and what we can achieve, we can break free from limiting beliefs and create a new identity. 5. Enhancing the subconscious. The book delves into techniques for reprogramming the subconscious mind to overcome addictions and limiting patterns. This involves practices like visualization, affirmations, and creating a supportive environment. 1. 6. Redesigning your environment. Hardy stresses the importance of designing an environment that supports your desired future self. This includes surrounding yourself with people who encourage your growth and creating physical spaces that inspire and motivate you. Key topics. Personality myths. Hardy debunks common myths about personality, arguing that it is not fixed and can be changed. Goal setting. The book highlights the importance of setting goals that align with your desired future self. Trauma and growth. Addressing and reframing trauma is crucial for personal development. Narrative shifting. Changing your personal narrative can help you break free from limiting beliefs. Subconscious reprogramming. Techniques for reprogramming the subconscious mind to support personal growth. Environmental design. Creating an environment that supports and pulls you towards your goals. The book is filled with real-life examples of people who have successfully transformed their lives by applying these principles, including Hardy's own experiences. If you're interested in personal growth and breaking free from self-limiting beliefs, Personality Isn't Permanent offers a comprehensive guide to help you become the person you want to be. Have you read any other self-development books that you found particularly impactful? Part 1. The Myth of Personality Tests. Dr. Benjamin Hardy takes a critical stance on personality tests, challenging their validity and usefulness. He argues that these tests, despite their popularity, can be misleading and potentially harmful. Dr. Hardy points out that personality tests, such as the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, MBTI, or the Big Five, often present personality as a fixed set of traits. This perspective, he argues, can lead people to adopt a limiting self-view. For example, someone who takes a test and is classified as an introvert might start to believe that they're inherently unsuited for leadership roles or public speaking, when in reality, these are skills that can be developed with practice and intention. To illustrate this, Hardy shares the story of Susan, a marketing professional who had always scored as an INFP, introverted, intuitive, feeling, perceiving, on the MBTI. Susan had internalized this label, believing it meant she wasn't cut out for high-pressure, client-facing roles. However, when a promotion opportunity arose that required these skills, Susan decided to challenge her self-perception. She gradually pushed herself out of her comfort zone, practiced public speaking, and learned to thrive in client meetings. Over time, she not only excelled in her new role but also found that her personality test results had changed significantly. Hardy argues that cases like Susan's demonstrate how personality tests can create self-fulfilling prophecies. By labeling ourselves, we might unconsciously act in ways that confirm these labels, missing out on potential growth and opportunities. Furthermore, Hardy points out that many popular personality tests lack scientific rigor. The MBTI, for instance, has been criticized for its poor test-retest reliability, meaning that people often get different results when retaking the test. This inconsistency further undermines the idea of personality as a fixed trait that can be accurately measured. Instead of relying on personality tests, Hardy encourages readers to focus on their future goals and the person they want to become. He suggests that by envisioning our ideal future selves and taking steps towards that vision, we can effectively shape our personalities over time. In essence, Hardy's critique of personality tests is part of his larger argument that personality is not a fixed entity but a fluid, changeable aspect of ourselves that we have the power to shape and direct. Part 2: How Past Trauma Influences Current Behavior. Dr. Benjamin Hardy delves deeply into how past trauma can shape and influence current behavior. He argues that unresolved trauma can create a fixed mindset, leading individuals to develop coping mechanisms that may limit their potential and growth. Hardy emphasizes that by addressing and reframing these traumatic experiences, one can foster a growth mindset and transform their personality. Imagine a young boy named Alex who grew up in a turbulent household. His parents frequently argued, and the atmosphere at home was often tense and unpredictable. As a child, Alex felt powerless and developed a coping mechanism of withdrawing into himself to avoid the chaos around him. This coping strategy, while protective in his childhood, became a part of his personality as he grew older. In his teenage years and adulthood, Alex found it difficult to form close relationships. He was often seen as aloof and detached, preferring solitude over social interactions. This behavior was a direct result of his past trauma. The unresolved fear and anxiety from his childhood had shaped his current behavior. Alex's personality seemed fixed, and he believed that he was inherently introverted and incapable of forming deep connections. However, Hardy argues that this fixed personality is not a true reflection of who Alex is, but rather a byproduct of his past trauma. By addressing and reframing his traumatic experiences, Alex can begin to change his behavior and personality. Hardy suggests that Alex could start by acknowledging his past and understanding how it has influenced his current behavior. This process might involve therapy, journaling, or other forms of self-reflection. Real-life example. One of the real-life examples Hardy shares in his book is that of Andre Norman. Andre grew up in a challenging environment and eventually ended up in prison. His past trauma and the environment he was in led him to develop a personality that was aggressive and defensive. However, while in prison, Andre decided to change his life. He began to address his past trauma and reframed his experiences. Through education and self-improvement, he transformed his personality and behavior. Andre went on to become a Harvard Fellow and a motivational speaker, helping others to overcome their past and achieve their potential. By understanding and addressing the impact of past trauma, individuals can break free from limiting beliefs and behaviors, paving the way for personal growth and transformation. Have you ever experienced or witnessed a similar transformation in someone's personality due to addressing past trauma? Part 3: The Techniques for Personal Transformation. Dr. Benjamin Hardy outlines several techniques for personal transformation, emphasizing that personality is not fixed and can be intentionally shaped. These techniques are designed to help individuals break free from self-limiting beliefs and create a life aligned with their aspirations. Imagine a woman named Sarah who has always struggled with self-doubt and a lack of confidence. She feels stuck in her career and personal life, believing that her introverted and cautious nature is an unchangeable part of who she is. However, after reading Personality Isn't Permanent, Sarah decides to apply Hardy's techniques for personal transformation. Techniques for personal transformation. 1. Not designing your future self. Visualization. Sarah begins by visualizing her desired future self. She imagines herself as a confident, successful professional who is comfortable speaking in public and taking on leadership roles. This clear vision of her future self becomes a guiding star for her transformation. Goal setting. She sets specific, measurable goals that align with her vision. For example, she aims to give a presentation at work within the next 6 months and to take on a leadership role in a community project. 2. Reframing past experiences. Narrative shifting. Sarah starts to reframe her past experiences. Instead of viewing her introversion as a limitation, she begins to see it as a strength that has allowed her to be a good listener and thoughtful decision-maker. This shift in perspective helps her build a more empowering narrative about herself. Addressing trauma. She also works on addressing past traumas that have contributed to her self-doubt. Through therapy and self-reflection, she learns to process and reframe these experiences, reducing their negative impact on her current behavior. 3. Enhancing the subconscious. Affirmations and visualization. Sarah incorporates daily affirmations and visualization exercises into her routine. She repeatedly tells herself that she is confident and capable, and she visualizes herself successfully achieving her goals. These practices help reprogram her subconscious mind to support her new identity. Mindfulness and meditation. She practices mindfulness and meditation to become more aware of her thoughts and feelings. This awareness allows her to catch and challenge negative self-talk, replacing it with positive affirmations. 4. Redesigning the environment. Supportive environment. Sarah surrounds herself with supportive people who encourage her growth. She joins a public speaking club and seeks out mentors who can provide guidance and support. Physical environment. She also makes changes to her physical environment to reflect her new identity. She creates a home office space that inspires productivity and confidence, and she fills it with motivational quotes and reminders of her goals. Real-life example. One of the real-life examples Hardy shares is that of Vanessa O'Brien. Vanessa was a successful corporate executive who felt unfulfilled in her career. She decided to quit her job and pursue a completely different path, mountaineering. By applying the techniques Hardy outlines, Vanessa set a goal to climb the highest peak on every continent. She visualized her success, reframed her past experiences to see them as preparation for her new challenges, and surrounded herself with supportive people. Vanessa went on to set the Guinness World Record for the fastest time to climb the highest peak on every continent. By applying these techniques, Sarah, like Vanessa, can transform her personality and achieve her aspirations. Have you tried any of these techniques in your own life? Part 4. The goal setting and future-oriented thinking. Dr. Benjamin Hardy emphasizes the importance of goal setting and future-oriented thinking as key components for personal transformation. He argues that by setting clear, ambitious goals and focusing on the future, individuals can reshape their personalities and achieve their desired outcomes. Consider a man named John who has always felt stuck in his career. He works in a job that doesn't fulfill him, and he believes that his cautious and risk-averse nature is a permanent part of his personality. However, after reading Personality Isn't Permanent, John decides to apply Hardy's principles of goal setting and future-oriented thinking to transform his life. Goal setting and future-oriented thinking. 1. Creating a vision for the future. Visualization. John starts by creating a vivid vision of his ideal future. He imagines himself as a successful entrepreneur running his own business, feeling passionate and excited about his work every day. This vision becomes a powerful motivator for him. Clarity and specificity. He makes his vision as clear and specific as possible. Instead of a vague idea of success, he envisions the type of business he wants to run, the impact he wants to have, and the lifestyle he desires. 2. Setting ambitious goals. SMART goals. John sets smart, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound goals that align with his vision. For example, he sets a goal to launch his business within the next year, with specific milestones such as developing a business plan, securing funding, and building a customer base. Stretch goals. Hardy encourages setting stretch goals that push individuals beyond their comfort zones. John sets a stretch goal to achieve a certain revenue target within the first 2 years of his business, which challenges him to think creatively and work diligently. 3. Future-oriented thinking. Reverse engineering. John reverse engineers his goals by breaking them down into smaller, manageable steps. He identifies the skills he needs to develop, the resources he requires, and the actions he must take to achieve his goals. Daily habits. He incorporates daily habits that support his future-oriented thinking. This includes regular goal review sessions, visualization exercises, and maintaining a journal to track his progress and reflect on his journey. Real-life example. One of the real-life examples Hardy shares is that of Hal Elrod, the author of The Miracle Morning. Hal faced significant challenges, including a near-fatal car accident and financial struggles. However, by setting ambitious goals and focusing on his future, Hal transformed his life. He developed a morning routine that included visualization, affirmations, and goal setting, which he credits for his personal and professional success. Hal's story illustrates how future-oriented thinking and goal setting can lead to profound personal transformation. By applying these techniques, John, like Hal Elrod, can transform his personality and achieve his aspirations. Have you ever set ambitious goals that significantly changed your life? Part 5. The importance of environment in shaping personality. Dr. Benjamin Hardy emphasizes the profound impact that our environment has on shaping our personality. He argues that while genetics play a role, the environment we immerse ourselves in can significantly influence our behaviors, beliefs, and ultimately, our personality. Consider a young woman named Emily who grew up in a small, close-knit town. Her environment was supportive, with neighbors who knew each other well and a community that valued cooperation and mutual aid. This nurturing environment helped Emily develop a personality that was outgoing, trusting, and community-oriented. However, when Emily moved to a bustling city for college, she found herself in a completely different environment. The fast-paced, competitive atmosphere of the city initially overwhelmed her. She noticed that people were more guarded and less willing to engage in friendly interactions. Over time, Emily's personality began to adapt to her new surroundings. She became more reserved and cautious, traits that helped her navigate the complexities of city life. Real-life example. One of the real-life examples Hardy shares is that of Michael Jordan, the legendary basketball player. Jordan's environment played a significant role in shaping his personality and career. Growing up, he was surrounded by a family that valued hard work and perseverance. His older brother, Larry, was a constant competitor, pushing Michael to improve his skills. This competitive environment fostered a relentless drive in Jordan, which became a defining trait of his personality. When Jordan joined the Chicago Bulls, he found himself in a professional environment that further shaped his personality. The team's culture of excellence and the high expectations placed on him by coaches and teammates pushed him to continually strive for greatness. Jordan's environment, both in his formative years and during his professional career, played a crucial role in shaping his personality and driving his success. By understanding the importance of environment, individuals like Emily and Michael Jordan can intentionally shape their surroundings to support their personal growth and transformation. Have you noticed how your environment has influenced your personality? Part 6. Strategies for breaking harmful patterns and habits. Hardy provides several strategies for breaking harmful patterns and habits, emphasizing that these behaviors are not fixed and can be changed with intentional effort. Hardy's approach is rooted in psychological research and practical techniques that empower individuals to overcome self-limiting behaviors and create lasting change. Imagine a man named David who has struggled with procrastination for most of his life. He often finds himself delaying important tasks until the last minute, leading to stress and subpar performance. David believes that procrastination is an inherent part of his personality and feels powerless to change it. However, after reading Personality Isn't Permanent, he decides to apply Hardy's strategies to break this harmful habit. Strategies for breaking harmful patterns and habits. 1. Reframing identity. New identity narrative. David starts by reframing his identity. Instead of seeing himself as a chronic procrastinator, he begins to view himself as a disciplined and proactive individual. He writes down affirmations such as, "I am someone who takes immediate action," and repeats them daily to reinforce this new identity. Future self-visualization. He visualizes his future self as someone who completes tasks promptly and efficiently. This clear vision of his desired identity helps him stay motivated and focused on his goals. 2. Creating immediate consequences. Accountability partners. David enlists the help of an accountability partner. He shares his goals and deadlines with a trusted friend who regularly checks in on his progress. Knowing that someone else is monitoring his actions creates immediate consequences for procrastination. Reward and punishment system. He sets up a system of rewards and punishments. For example, if he completes a task on time, he rewards himself with something enjoyable, like watching a favorite show. If he procrastinates, he imposes a small penalty, such as donating to a cause he dislikes. 3. Environmental design. Distraction-free workspace. David redesigns his workspace to minimize distractions. He removes unnecessary items, sets up a clean and organized desk, and uses apps that block distracting websites during work hours. Positive triggers. He introduces positive triggers into his environment. For instance, he places motivational quotes and reminders of his goals around his workspace to keep him focused and inspired. 4. Incremental changes. Small steps. David breaks down his tasks into smaller, manageable steps. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by a large project, he focuses on completing one small part at a time. This approach makes it easier to start and maintain momentum. Consistent routine. He establishes a consistent daily routine that includes dedicated time for focused work. By making this routine a habit, he reduces the likelihood of procrastination. Real-life example. One of the real-life examples Hardy shares is that of Ken Arlen, a musician who struggled with smoking for many years. Ken decided to quit smoking by changing his identity narrative. He stopped identifying as a smoker and began to see himself as a healthy, non-smoking individual. Ken also created immediate consequences by telling his friends and family about his decision, making him accountable to others. He redesigned his environment by removing all smoking-related items and introducing healthy habits like exercise. Through these strategies, Ken successfully broke his harmful habit and transformed his life. By applying these strategies, David, like Ken Arlen, can break free from procrastination and develop new, productive habits. Have you ever tried any of these strategies to overcome a harmful habit? Thank you for listening. I hope this content is useful to you. If you like this kind of content, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel to support our team.